So in this short video, I'm going to explain 5 reasons why cycling is bad for your health. So I've been investigating cycling because when I was 50, I turned 50, I got myself an e-bike. And alongside my e-bike, I reconditioned an old bike in the shed so that I had the two, because I found that going out on the e-bike means I don't always feel very comfortable leaving it places. It's more or less I need to have it with me all the time. There's a few places I've discovered, and I'm going to be writing about that in my little book that I'm creating about simple ways to use an e-bike, keeping it simple. You don't need all the gear. It's not for people who want to do long distance cycling. It's more just building up confidence to cycle locally, to go on trains, to go into cities, etc. So this was part of that. I wrote a little blog this morning, put it on my website here, janetyson.com, under the random dialogue section. So the little blog about my adventures yesterday to the Tate Modern in London. And here's a picture of me at the Tate, just outside it. So I'd cycled from Waterloo, very straightforward, from Guildford to Waterloo to the Tate Modern, had a coffee at the backside of the Tate. There's a Wagamama's there too. There's a Starbucks, there's a Co-op. So if you're looking for kind of an affordable day out, there's those options there. So I went to the Tate, met up with my lovely mother-in-law and my sister-in-law and my niece Alana. And off we went and had a tour, like we often do, of the Tate. It's a great bolt hole to go to, and there's always lots on for kids and adults. And I'll share in this little video some of the things we did as well. But in the meantime, you might be here because you are interested in why is cycling bad for your health? And this is what I have found out. 5 things. So apart from mild endorphin addiction, genital numbness, urinary tract infections, erectile dysfunction, and what was the 5th one? There was 4. On the whole, my cycling investigations have discovered that actually there's more pros than cons for cycling. So maybe there is a 5th one I can add, because I did say this was 5 reasons, or 5 reasons it's bad for your health. So anyway, there's the 5. So as I said yesterday, I did a little blog around 8 things I found out as well from whilst I was at the Tate. And some of the things I found out from my visit yesterday was that it's cheaper to travel after 2 p.m. on Southwest trains. So if I'm based down in Surrey, it's cheaper to travel after 2 p.m. I don't know if that's just at weekends, but it just made a big difference. And I've got a Network Rail card. And if you're traveling with a family, use your family rail card. There's a clip you can attach to your bike, so that if you are traveling from a station or from home and you want to read your map, it's really hard if you've got it in your pocket, or even if you've got one of those cases with the cover on. It's really hard because you actually can't see because of the glare of the sun. So I'm there at Waterloo and I can't actually find where to go because I can't well see the map. So you can get a little clip I've discovered. And I had a lovely conversation with someone on the train who's launching a repair service into the UK cycle market. More about him as well later on, and we're going to keep in touch. I've introduced him to some people who might be interested in using what they're doing, including myself. The Tate Modern, if you go to the Tate Modern, they've got some bike racks nearby. And again, outside, Starbucks and Wagamama's at the back end of the Tate. It's useful sometimes to take a bike pannier when you go cycling. Here. And also, it's really good to have rucksack holders on it. So I discovered yesterday, I'd love to put this on my back. So maybe that's another disadvantage of cycling, that, you need to spend money on things like rucksacks that you can carry on your bike easily. Even though I had a little rucksack, it's nice to have a pannier that you can just clip onto your back. So there's one in the post. I also learned a story about Eddie Kukui's Mabo story. Now, I don't know how to say his name, but I'll just show you a little picture of Eddie Kukui Mabo. And I was in Australia in 1992. And here he is. Here's his pictures on the wall at the Tate. Fascinating read. Look up. There's even a film we're going to watch about it on Netflix. So when I go to Streatham next week, I'm going to have a little look at his story. Other pictures I can show you. Oh, this is me and my niece. We went to Pools for a for cake and tea. And actually this Miss Macaroon was £4, and we all felt a bit like, gosh, it's an expensive macaroon, but it was just it was a lot of fun buying it in the end and dividing it up. And Alana wrote a little poem. Here's a little poem all about the macaroon. Macaroons are nice to eat when you're feeling like something sweet. You can gobble it up and not even share. And then you hear, that's not fair, because we actually had a little joke about not sharing our macaroon. And that's us in the Tate. So again, there's this exhibition in the Tate at the moment for kids where they provide hammers and nails. It's a company that sort of facilitate these spaces for kids to get hammering and nailing. And again, in the blog that I've shared, there's a link for them. So yeah, 5 reasons or 4 for why cycling's bad for your health. So I just thought I'd get this out there today because I want to kind of get this book going and growing. So even though this isn't the fantastic live, is it? Hopefully you've watched, and I'd love to hear from you. Please leave your messages in the comments. If you on my channel, use the little bell to subscribe. I often do these lives with Jason or with you if you want to come on and chat with me. Even better, because it's not so fun on your own, is it? Sitting here like this, talking to myself. Come and chat with me. So there's a comment. Hi Jane, what's your view on electric bikes? Oh, someone's watched me. Thank you, Paul. Hi Jane, what's your view on electric bikes? Save all that puffing and stuff. Yeah, I love my electric bike. You can just push the button. You don't have to put much effort into it. And I just go to work on it now all the time. I'm using it constantly. But for that trip to the Tate yesterday, I didn't want to use it because I just didn't feel safe about leaving it locked up, even though I've got like about 3 locks I would put on it. I only cycled to the station yesterday, so like a 20-minute cycle ride. And I felt a lot fitter for doing that on the push bike. But yeah, e-bikes, I love them. And that's why I want to write this little book about them. I feel like it's going to be good to, I think just a simple book on all the things I've been doing, just the Gonzo effect, I think it's called, just what I've been doing to get myself up and running on it, and the little tricks and tips and time-saving things and money-saving things. If you're watching, Paul, still, thank you. And if you've got anything else you'd like to comment about, have you got one yourself? And I hope this gives you a nudge. If not, I'll get in contact and I'll cycle over and show you my one. I got it in Guildford. I know you're local to Guildford as well. So yeah, thanks for your comment. Amazing, someone's actually watched me. So I'm going to actually head off now if there's no more comments, because I only just scheduled this about 10 minutes ago. So obviously people haven't rushed and timetabled this so they can sit on a Sunday morning and watch. So I hope this gives you a bit of a nudge to get going on your bike, because I think it's going to be the way forward. And I'm off now actually to a body balance class in Guildford, but I'm taking the old banger and 2 locks. So I'll be locking it up and then cycling home. And then later I'm going to go to the bike shop because I want to speak to them about my book and ask them if they would like to contribute. And I'm also looking for a sponsorship for the book. How can I get someone to help sponsor what I'm doing? I was wondering even about getting in contact with the bike company, not the bike company, the bike brand. It's a German-based company. It's a nice Bosch motor. Oh, Simon, you're watching too. Thank you. Well, Simon Farrar, hello. So Simon runs the Natural Burial Ground in Clarendon, and it's very nearby. And we're going to be putting on events in a few weeks' time for families. And it's going to be a matchbox event. I'm going to definitely be coming on my bike and filling my pannier with matchboxes. I've been looking out for them, Simon. And environmentalism, sustainability, let's keep it local. And in our matchbox events, we're going to encourage families to collect things and stuff them inside their matchboxes in the burial ground. And we'll be putting on some tea and coffee and sharing the love together. So yeah, come and join Simon and I. And thank you for being here. And you love your e-bike, Paul. Great. Yes, me too. And I found somewhere in Guildford you might not know about. I'm not going to say it live because I don't want everyone heading there. But I found somewhere in Guildford where we can store our bikes if we go into Guildford and lock them up, reasonably safely. So yeah, let's catch up and I'll tell you all about that as well. So thank you very much for being here. Because actually, when I do this live, it's now been 10 minutes. It doesn't quite say who's here. It kind of says at the moment it's saying 0, but there are people tuning in. So thank you. And I'll catch up with you all soon.